Muy buenos días, damas y caballeros. Bienvenidos al Campo Lealtad del Parque La Loma en Tepic, Nayarit, México, para el partido número 34 de la segunda edición de la Copa Mundial Juvenil de Béisbol 5 de la Confederación Mundial de Béisbol y Softball entre la selección de Cuba y la selección de Lituania. Representando al equipo visitante de Cuba, los jugadores titulares son, con el número 24, Kevin Hidalgo Gato. con el número 3, Bárbara Baitul. Francisco López de Venezuela. Oficial de primera base, Ludovic Melier de Francia. Oficial de segunda base, Talía Villavicencio de México. Oficial de tercera base, Orlando Valle Álvarez de México. Y el oficial de mesa, Tony Jones de Estados Unidos de América. Damas y caballeros, les pedimos que nos pongamos de pie los que podamos, quítense el sombrero y guarden silencio para escuchar de manera respetuosa el himno nacional de Cuba. Muchas gracias por su atención y de igual manera les pedimos escuchar atentamente las notas del himno nacional de Lituania.
The beautiful Tepic, Nayarit in this Friday afternoon, and what better way than to continue the quarterfinals of the Youth Baseball 5 World Cup than by having the defending world champions on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Cuba and it's Lithuania. Tony Alvarez with you on the call for this one. It's the third game of the quarterfinals. As you see right there, the Cuba roster, led by Sergio Perez, the manager, and Carlos Preval, the coach. We will talk about the starting lineups in a few moments, as Cuba today is the visiting team for this encounter against this very, very good Lithuania team. Having a couple of coaches there, Arvidas Virbalas and Nomeda Nebrekaustekete, and Maxim Bortsin is the manager for this very surprising team to many, Lithuania. And Cuba, of course, they have won every Baseball 5 competition. The officials for today's game, Francisco Lopez, he will be behind home plate. Ludovico Meyer at first, Talia Villavicencio at second, and Orlando Valle, he will be at third, while Tony Jones is the official here at the table. And we are set to begin. Kevin Hidalgo will lead things off for Cuba, and there quickly a base runner for the defending world champs. Remembering, of course, that they won the Youth Baseball 5 World Cup 2 years ago in Turkey, and also they have won the two previous senior, or open if you will, Baseball 5 World Cups in Mexico and Hong Kong. A couple of batters, a couple of hits. Kevin Hidalgo and Jandro Morasen for Cuba, and here is Carlos Rivera now, as they will look to continue their dominating performance all around this tournament. Cuba undefeated in the World Cup. Grounder to first, and even though in essence Rivera was kind of sacrificing himself, now he is on base, and the bases are loaded with nobody out here for Lithuania. Rachel Medina in a huge spot to start this one. A grounder to second. There's a tag, and there's the flip, and that's a double play. Great job there by Barbara Baiticul. She is a menace on defense. So the quick double play, and just like that, 2 away. Cuba, however, as you just saw there, did score. Kevin Hidalgo sprinted all the way from second. Moving to third is Morasen. 1-0 Cuba. Line drive off the deflection, caught. First it was Chansonas, he could not field it cleanly, and then Eligius Misiuta making the grab. So the out, they send 5 to bat, they leave 1 on base, but the defending world champs do score. It's 1-0 Cuba. Cuba, as we said, undefeated in the tournament. They won Group B. Lithuania second in Group A, just a game behind Mexico, who are also undefeated. The grounder and sliding there, the grab, and of course that fact that Chansonas slipped out of the batter's box helped for the out. So here is now Eligius Misiuta. Augustus Chansonas, Eligius Misiuta, and Julius Latravicius to start things off, charging the shortstop there, but just no play at first. He was playing very, very deep, so nice job there by Misiuta, just placing that ball in no man's land. And here is Slatravicius. Lithuania with their white shirts and black shorts. That's an automatic out as the ball bounced inside the no-hit zone. That is not allowed. And Cuba in one of their traditional uniforms in red and blue, the shirt and the shorts in blue. Barbara Baiticul. The Baiticuls are very talented in these teams. Barbara, line drive caught over there, and that is the third out. Well-positioned Morasin for the out. So quickly, an inning of play here in Field 1 inside beautiful Parque La Loma in Nayarit, Mexico. The 2025 edition of the Youth Baseball 5 World Cup. Live on the WBSC's YouTube channel. Line drive caught over there up the middle as Chansonas makes the play. What a way. All around the world you can catch the action for free. Morasen on the grounder to third, the throw to first, and it's bobbled over there. And it gets away from Kira Baiticul, so that's a single for Morasin. And Carlos Rivera will come to bat. Runner at first, Cuba already on top 1-0. Liner that cannot be held on to throw to second. They do get the force out. Morasin is retired. On the fielder's choice. Trying to field that one cleanly, but off the bounce, then the flip to second, and they do get the out. So retired is Morasin, and here is Rachel Medina. 2 away, runner at first. Just so fast, so talented, this team. Deflected and just no place for a throw. So now 2 base runners here for Cuba. Amanda Diaz now to bat. Diaz scouting the field of play, just slapping that one, but that's going to be an out as she stepped on home plate. That is not allowed. And again, they send 5, but this time they do not score, so we remain 1-0 here in the opening set. Kira Baiticul now to bat, as both of these teams have decided to start the game here in the first set with 3 boys and 2 girls. Of course, let's remember this is the Youth Baseball 5 World Cup, so these players have ages between 14 and 18. A grounder to short, the front to the first, and they get the out. Retired is Baiticul, and here comes Augustus Jansonas. Rivera with a strong throw, and a nice grab over there by Amanda Diaz. So here is Jansonas, retired in the first inning. That's gonna be off the wall, so it hits up the fence, and that's an automatic out as well. A ball can not hit the wall first before it bounces, so that's an out. And here it comes Misiuta. The lone hit by this team belongs to him. Granted a second, played off the bounce there, and the throw to first, and a great play there first by Rachel Medina, and then Amanda Diaz to retire the side in order. On to the third. It's a close game though. Look at that play, on her knees, getting the out. Kevin Hidalgo leading things off for Cuba. And that's an out as well, as the home plate umpire Francisco Lopez called it quickly. Also stepping there on home plate, and that is not allowed. They have to remain inside the batter's box as they make contact. Morasin will reach on a hit. And here comes Rivera. Morasin has 3 hits in the game already. A hit per inning as we are in the top of the third. Rivera has reached twice also. Off the deflection, as trying to make a play there was Kira Baiticul. She could not. So 2 runners on with 1 out for Rachel Medina. And for 2, her performance so far in this game. This Cuba team so calm every time they come to bat. A grounder to second, and the ball gets away. There will be a play at the plate, and that is safe. Morasin sprinting from second. That's an out. As we take another look at that one. Boy, that was so close. As Misiuta could not field it. It goes between his legs, and it's 2-0 now. Runner to short. The fake flip to third just to try and keep the runner true. However, Rivera sprints from that bag. And that's a run. 3-0 with 2 away. Hidalgo, right where over there Misiuta was moving. So Hidalgo reaches, he brings another run in. It's 4-0 Cuba. Moracen now to bat. Cuba increasing that lead after not scoring in the second. The ball back up the middle, and everyone is taken off. The throw at home, and they get the out there. So retired is Hidalgo. Moracen reached, but that's mute now. And as you see him sprinting around the bases, the ball just getting away from Misiuta, but a good throw to home plate, and then the tag applied there to complete the out. So Cuba's retired in the third, but they scored 3 times. It's 4-0, the score. And now a time called as both Rachel Medina and Amanda Diaz are tying their shoelaces. Here is home plate official Francisco Lopez just having a quick word with the table official there, Tony Jones, and everyone involved from the WBSC. Just taking a good look at the rulebook one last time, and we are set to continue. On to the third inning in the bottom half. Let's remember Lithuania here. They are the home team. Leading off Zlataravičius. Ricochets off Rivera, then he could not locate the ball. So Zlataravičius leads off with a hit here, the third. The second hit of the game for the team from Europe. Barbara Baiticul now. Baiticul just with a soft touch, and it gets away from Moracen. 2 runners on. It seems that Moracen right there tried to maybe start his throwing motion before he actually had the ball, and now some defensive strategy over here, thinking of maybe forcing at third with probably their most agile players in their right side of the infield defensively. But the bobble by Rivera does not help. It was Hidalgo at the end, so they do get an out at first, but everyone advances a base. You take a look there at a replay. They did have a play at third. If over there, Hidalgo fielded cleanly. So now they change again, moving towards third, Moracen. On a bobble, the throw to first, and they get the out. A run is in, though, as Zlataravičius crosses the plate. And here comes Misiuta. So a run in for Lithuania. And that's going to be an out also. The umpire very clear with his explanation. Stepping once again on the field of play, not staying in the batter's box. So a run for the home team in this one. And it's 4-1. And clearly now, as we are located our broadcast booth just over the Cuba bench, the instructions are very, very clear by Sergio Perez. So everyone is set here to continue the game. On to the fourth. Carlos Rivera to start things off. 4-1 Cuba lead in the first set. Cannot be caught. And Rivera will reach. And here comes Medina now. Frustration over there. As Misiuta could not grab that one on the line drive. Over there to short. The throw to second. It gets away. So everybody's safe. 4-1 ball game, and quickly Cuba threatening. As we take another look at that one, Misiuta could not field it cleanly, and then the low throw to first, impossible to be controlled by Baiticul. Now to first, and Baiticul there touches the base, and that's an out. So retired is Amanda Diaz. But the runners move a base, and here is Kevin Hidalgo. Hidalgo with a strong contact again away from Misiuta. 1 run scores. Now just keeping everyone where they are. So Hidalgo reaches, Rivera scores. Still 1 out and a run in here in the 4th inning. It's 5-1 and now a timeout call by the manager Maxim Burtzin. Of course, if a set gets away from Lithuania, it will be a tough situation for them if they try to come back. Of course, we were talking about a team that's undefeated at 3-0. Cuba then defeated, of course, Spain, and also in their opening scheduled game, Kenya. And they ended up by beating Korea. Korea, interesting enough, 0-3 in this tournament in the group stage. And for Lithuania, their only game they lost was to Mexico. A grounder to first. A run will score. They're going to say that the Cuba player booted that ball. No time was conceded. Now the runner from first takes up to second. And now the first base official, Ludovic Melier, is having a word with the Lithuania players. So at the end is going to be Morasen reaching. Now probably a quick conversation there as Medina scores. Now that's the issue here, as the Lithuania manager is coming here to talk with the table officials. And the home plate official, Francisco Lopez, is also explaining what happened. Let's take another look at that one. He's saying that the ball was booted there by the Cuba player. That would be an out. So let's see how is scored. Well, they do have a couple of runners on now. And it's 5-1, and that's what they're saying in the Cuba bench, that they did score a run, so it's 6. And now there's it. That's the run. That's the run we were talking about earlier. So it's 6-1 here in the 4th. And here comes Rivera. Again, it's a short, a tough spot to defend as another run scores. Hidalgo reaches to home plate. 2 runners on, and quickly Cuba taking control and blowing this set open. Grounder to first. The flip over there, and they do retire Medina, so that's an out, but the runners advance. 7-1 ball game here in the top of the 4th. Amanda Diaz now to bat. On the line drive caught, and that's the end of the inning. However, this team from Cuba just dominating already as they scored 3 more times. And it's 7-1 now in the first set as we head to the bottom half of the 4th. Lithuania, they are a very good team, but they need to come back in this one. They still have time in this first set. That one on a hop taken by Hidalgo, the flip to first, and that's an out. So retired over there, Slataravicius, and here comes Barbara Baiticul. On a hop taken by the shortstop position, and the throw to first for the out. 2 quick outs here in the bottom half of the 4th as we take another look at that play. Great job there by Rivera. Taken by Hidalgo on a hop to first, save, says the umpire. Time called and conceded. That was a good play, though. Take a look at that one. Hidalgo just on a hop. That was a close one. Now, that's going to be an automatic out. In foul ground, the ball hit first, so that is an out. So retired on 4 batters in the 4th, and we move on to the 5th inning now, as Cuba has a commanding 7-1 lead here in this first set. There's a reason why this team is the defending world champions at this level and also at the senior level. As over there are the Spaniards watching on, enjoying the Youth Baseball 5 World Cup. Youngsters in between 14 and 18 years old taking part of this second ever Youth Baseball 5 tournament. Another base runner here for Cuba, as Hidalgo reaches, and here's Moracen. The flip to second there, and they do get the out. So retired is Hidalgo, Moracen reaches, and here is Rivera. Over there, the home plate official telling Hidalgo, come on, please be quicker back to the bench because we have to play. On the fly, could not be caught. It gets away, so Rivera to first. 1 out, 2 on. Rachel Medina to bat. 7-1 the game. Impossible for 2 players from Lithuania to get the ball. A run scores. Here's a throw to home. Safe, but the runner from first is taking off to second. So 2 runners in scoring position here as Moracen scores. Now Amanda Diaz to bat. 8-1 ball game. Cuba in control. On a hop, again not fielded cleanly. 1 more runs in. As Diaz reaches. Here comes Hidalgo. Boy, every player from Cuba has been all over the field, both offensively and here creating damage offensively. Grounder to short, again played on the bounce. An out there on the flip, but another run will score. Retired is Diaz. Hidalgo reaches, and here comes Moracen. 10-1 ball game in the 5th. Cuba in control. That's going to be an out. Once again, that automatic out. However, 3 runs here in the 5th put them on top by 9. Cuba with a run in the 1st, 3 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, 3 more here in the 5th inning. It's 9-1 heading to the bottom half of the 5th. We have some changes. Spinel and Lao come in. For Medina and Diaz. Also Correa in for Hidalgo. As they will look for 3 more outs to secure the victory here in the first set. On a hop. The throw, and they get the out. Nice job by Moracen. So 1 away. Here's also a change for Lithuania as a strong throw to first will get the second out of the 5th. Retired was Vailionis. And now Goda Utakte will come as the last hope for this Lithuania team. Oh, off the foot. Over there as the Cuban player just having a hard time there. Spinel trying to get the ball, but it was off her foot. So a runner here with 2 outs now for Lithuania. Vikulovaite to bat. Soft touch. The throw to first on a bounce. Safe, says the umpire. Now a throw to third just to keep the runner from second true. So 2 on with 2 outs. A heartbeat here for Lithuania still. Just look at that. That was close. Chansonas. Taken by Hidalgo on the throw to third for the force, and that is the set. Retired Mighty Cool at third, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. 10-1. The first set goes to Cuba. And they remain on a strong, strong path, looking to repeat as world champions. How did we get here? Well, as we said, Cuba beat Kenya, Spain, and Korea in Group B. Then after that, this Cuban team that looked real good. In that first day of competition, they beat Syria. And now here we are in the quarterfinals. And for Lithuania, well, we said that their opening game was a tough one, even though they beat Mexico in the opening set, but then they dropped the final 2. So that was their first and only loss in the tournament. They beat Tunisia in straight sets after a battle in the first one, 9-8, but then they dominated the second one, 12-1. That was their first victory in this tournament. And then, of course, they beat Syria in straight sets. And they beat Spain in a battle yesterday to get their spot here in the quarterfinals. They just dominated the first set, 13-1. And then they won the second, 6-4. And here is where we stand now in the quarterfinals for a spot in the semifinals and a chance to face either Mexico or Kenya in the semis. So 10-1, the first set goes to Cuba. Cuba, as we've talked about, they are the visiting team. And now Rivera will lead things off. Carlos Rivera for Cuba. As we've talked about, they are the visitors, so they will start offensively here as the lineups are official. They are ready. Jandro Moracin will bat second. And Rachel Medina will bat third, the first 3 up. Off the third baseman, and a quick first batter here for Cuba. Moracin in the 5.5 hole. Once again a hit. Here is Rachel Medina. As it looks like we will see 3 young girls in the lineup here in the second set for Cuba. There's Medina, grounded to second, bobbled, and quickly a bases loaded opportunity with nobody out. As now to bat is Adis Espinel for Cuba. Here's Espinel to first, bobble, but over there getting the out is Baiticul. So Rivera scores, Spinel is retired. And here's Amanda Diaz. Diaz with a grounder to short, the throw to first, it gets away, 1 run is in. So it's 2-0 Cuba already here. Diaz reaches. And here comes again Carlos Rivera, singled and scored in this very same inning. It's 2-0 already. Cuba jumping on top. Could not be controlled by Jansonas. And another run comes in. 3-0 Cuba. Moracen to bat. To second, the flip over there, and they do get the force. So retired is Rivera. Moracen to first, and here comes Rachel Medina. 3-0 the score. As Cuba looks to build a large lead early. A line drive caught there by Jansonas. So to start the game, 3 runs here for the Cuba team, the defending world champions. They beat France in the final 2 years ago. Here, if they were to advance, it would be a different opponent. So leading off then is Augustas Jansonas for Lithuania. So short. The throw from that area, safe. So also for Lithuania, quickly trying to get things going as Misiuta comes to bat. A soft touch there, but they do get the out or not. No, save. The ball gets away from Amanda Diaz. So Misiuta reaches, and Lithuania has to take advantage of this situation with 2 runners on and nobody out. Baitikul to bat. It's Barbara. The contact to second off of her hand. That would have been a chance to maybe get a double play. And now we see Kira Baitikul coming to bat. Take a look at again at that one. As the home plate official, Francisco Lopez, gives the ball to Kira. Grounder. They will get the out at home, force Moracen with a great job sprinting there, and then Rivera with a flip to get the lead runner. So they prevent the run from scoring as Baitikul reaches. And here is Gerda Vikulovaite. Feel the tension here. Grounder to the first, they do get a run. As over there Diaz steps on the back, so scoring is Misiuta. It's 3-1 now, but that's important to try and get some kind of momentum to build around and try and come back in this one. Here is Jansonas as he takes a look at his coach, Burtin, on the bench. Grounder to third, impossible over there for Espinel. Another run scores. It's a 1-run game. That's important for Lithuania. It's still early in the second set, but it's a set they have to win. Time call there now by the table official, Tony Jones. As he is taking a look there at what happened exactly, just to make sure, and now play ball once again. Misiuta now to bat. A soft touch, but the strong throw to first gets away. Here comes Baitikul to score the tying runner. Did she? She did. Safe at second, and we have a new ball game. It's 3-3. So Kira Baitikul scores. And now runners in scoring position for Lithuania. And here comes manager Sergio Perez Echevarria. As we take a look there, the ball did get away. And Perez with an explanation there by the home plate official. It was Francisco Lopez there, and now they will have a conversation with the rest of the officials as you take a look at that play. Just making sure that everyone stepped where they had to. And if it was an instruction or something of sorts, as we see Francisco Lopez, the home plate official. Ludovic Melier, the first base official. Talia Villavicencio, she is at second. And Orlando Valle, the third base umpire, having that conversation. As it stands, it's a 3-3 game with 2 away. So let's take a look now. As the official Francisco Lopez will come, and yes, it was safe there at second. So everything will stay as it is. So both Jansonas and Misiuta on the bases. Here's Barbara Baiticul. Barbara receiving instructions from the bench. Off of Moracen. The throw to first, and they get the out. Alertly coming from behind Espinel with the assist there, as Moracen could not field it cleanly. But oh, what a play there by Espinel to get the out to finish this inning, as Lithuania scores 3 times as well. We are tied here in the second set. And as they say that baseball prizes a player that just made a great defensive play, well, that's the same saying for Baseball 5, as Espinel will lead things off here in the top of the second, and reaching quickly to first with that single. Amanda Diaz now. Diaz taking her time. Slow roller to short, the flip to second, and they force the out. So Espinel is retired, and Diaz will reach on that fielder's choice. Rivera, the leadoff hitter in this set for Cuba. A couple of hits for him. Grounder to second. They can't get the tag. The ball got away from Misiuta. Boy, that was so close for her to get it. It was Vikulovaite at the end. Right there, trying to get the ball to her right hand for the flip, and that did not happen. 2 runners on, and now they get the force there at second. As now Rivera is retired. On a good play there by Baiticul, playing it off the wall. Here's Rachel Medina with 2 outs. Cuba trying to regain that lead, and a line drive caught over there by Misiuta for the out. They escape the inning. It's still 3-3. Nice job there, just planting that left knee on the ground for the out. So on to the second. And here comes Skida Baiticul to bat. Cuba seemed to be in control to start the second set, scoring 3 times, but Lithuania answered back with 3 runs of their own in the very same first. Here in the bottom of the second, here's Skida. Slow roller, the throw to first, and that's an out. Moracen with a good job. 1 away. Vikulovaite now. Getting ready as she awaits instructions. Soft contact, but she stepped in the no-hit zone, so that is illegal. That's an out. And quickly 2 away. Also, the ball bounced inside that area, so you can say that maybe that was a double fault. Either way, it's an out, as she was frustrated with that situation, as we see Espinel now cleaning her sweaty hands just to get a better grip and handle on the ball. Jansonas here to bat with 2 away and nobody on in the second. To short, cannot be controlled by Rivera, so Jansonas will be at first. Now Misiuta. As Misiuta also receives some pointers from Baiticul there. On a hop, the throw to first, safe. Rivera charged that one, but He could not complete the out. And here is the mentioned Barbara Baiticul. So with 2 outs, a couple of singles for Lithuania as they threat to take their first lead. Moracen, the flip to third, not in time. So after 2 quick outs, 3 straight singles. And now a timeout call. And the manager there, Sergio Perez, looking over at the officials like, wait a minute, I didn't call it. But the official at the home plate, Francisco Lopez, said, well, your players gather themselves in a huddle in the center of the diamond, so that's stoppage in time, so that's a timeout. So they are charged with the timeout. Right to the short, the flip to second, and they get the out to end the inning. So Kira did reach, but retired there was Barbara Baiticul. So on to the third here now. Cuba looking for a win in straight sets here. They got the victory in the first one, 10-1. Here tied at 3 in the third. Espinel now, as time is called now, one of the delegation officials for Cuba over there, near the bench. By rule, he can't be in that area, so quickly the officials tell him to move over a bit, and now we are set to continue. So here is Espinel to lead things off in the third. Caught on a line drive. Great play over there made by Jansonas. 1 away here in the third. Lithuania trying to build off that momentum. Amanda Diaz now. On a hop. And then the throw to first, Misiuta completing it with Baiticul. 2 away in the third. So Lithuania's defense showing off now. Here's Carlos Rivera for Cuba. All of a sudden, things have changed. Line drive caught once again. Misiuta, 3 up, 3 down for Cuba. So the defense from Lithuania quickly being a factor here in this one. High fives all over the place in the European team's bench. And now on to the bottom of the third. A tie ball game here in the second set. So here to bat Gerda Vikubulaite. Kubulaite did not play in the first set. Soft touch to third, but the strong throw across the diamond for the out, so Gerda is retired, 1 away. Augustas Jansonas making that great play in the top half of the inning, coming to bat. Line drive off the hand of Spinel. So Jansonas will reach, and here comes Eligius Misiuta. 3-3 tied game in the bottom of the third here in the second set. Soft touch to third. Espinel the throw to first, and they get the out. Great play by Adis Espinel. 2 away. Jansonas at second. Barbara Baiticul now. 2-4-3 in this game. 2 away, but a runner in scoring position. That would be huge if they could bring him over for Lithuania. Line drive off of Rivera, then the flip to first, and they get the out. So at the end it was Hidalgo. So Hidalgo is in the game now. Hidalgo for Moracen. On to the fourth. 3-3 ball game. Grounder. And quickly, Hidalgo making his presence felt after not only completing that first out for him in this set to end the fourth, also leading off with a single here. This is big for Cuba. Medina grounder to second. No chance for anyone. 2 up and 2 on here for Cuba. One of the biggest challenges so far for Cuba this set against Lithuania. Espinel. Grounder, second base. The flip to that base. And they do get the out now. The throw to home. Safe at home. Hidalgo taking a chance. And paying off. They take the lead now, 4-3. Amanda Diaz. Strong contact, short base side, but the flip to second, so that's a second out. Spinel retired, Diaz reaches. Here comes Carlos Rivera, but it's a 4-3 lead for Cuba. They are looking to complete this inning on top. Grounder, no chance on the flip. That ball gets away, but not far enough. So Rivera reaches, 2 runners on now for Hidalgo. He started the inning with a single and he scored the go-ahead run for Cuba here. Manager Sergio Perez very much trying to motivate his youngsters. The ball gets away there from Jansonas and another run will score. Diaz coming in from second. Hidalgo going to second. And Rivera at third. Here's Rachel Medina. 5-3 ball game. Line drive cannot be caught, but nobody else moved. So safe is Medina. It's the bases loaded now for Cuba. And a big spot for Adis Espinel. She knows where to put the ball though. She is very, very smart in situational baseball 5 moments. A grounder to first, but the ball just gets away, and over there, slipping and falling is Medina, so that's an out. Now it's going to be a time call just to check on player. Looking for an explanation after what he thought was maybe a collision. The doctor, of course, the WBSC over there checking on her. And interesting, though, because obviously home plate umpire Francisco Lopez told manager Sergio Perez, hey, there's no such thing as a timeout for you. At the end of the day, you already called it, and she just tripped over there, and her left knee just fell to the ground immediately. So that was the force. She was out. Nonetheless, a couple of runs scored here for Cuba here in the fourth, so it's 5-3. As Doctor already had a quick look at her. And now we're going to have a look here at what's going on inside the officials table. As we see home plate official Francisco Lopez leaning in to talk to Tony Jones, the table official, just to make sure that everything is okay. On him, as we see the mentioned Rachel Medina just hobbling a bit towards second base, just to get ready to play defense. A couple of steps now to maybe loosen up. And here comes Lithuania. Kira Baitikul will lead things off here in the fourth. They are down a couple of runs. They were down 3 runs to start the game, but they came back in the bottom half of the first to tie it. They are down a set. They lost the first one 10-1. This is the quarterfinals of the Youth Baseball 5 World Cup. The winner will advance to face either Mexico or Kenya. Grounder. It squirts all the way to the wall. So Kita reaches here in the fourth. Pikulovaita now. Pikulovaita with the soft touch on the ball inside the no-hit zone, so that's an out. So one away here in the fourth. Chansonas to third, and it ricochets off Zespinel. So now 2 on here for Lithuania, and only 1 away. The tying runs on base. Here comes Misiuta. In a huge moment of the game, a grounder to second, a flip to first, not in time, and the bases are loaded for Lithuania. They are down 2 runs in the fourth. Can they manage to score a couple of times to at least tie it? Cuba trying to get those 2 outs. Let's see what Bicycle does. Grounder to second. There's the tag, the throw to first, and the double play! What a play by Rachel Medina! Not 100% after injuring her left knee, no problem. There's the tag and then the throw to first. And just like that, Cuba escapes this inning. Incredible! Retired is Misiuta and Bicycle, and we move on to the fifth. Still Cuba on top, 5-3. What a play by Rachel Medina. The bases were loaded with 1 out. She took the ball. She tagged the player running from first, and then the throw to first base to get the out. And now Diaz here with a single to start things off for Cuba in the fifth, looking to secure the win, looking for more runs, insurance runs. 5-3 the score, top of the fifth. They are 3 outs away from a semifinal, but they look for more runs. Grounder to second. Ball just squirts away in that area. So 2 on, nobody out. Beautiful day here in Tepic, Nayarit. It's a 2025 Youth Baseball 5 World Cup, live and free for everyone around the world on the WBSC's YouTube channel. A grounder to first, safe. And now the bases are loaded here for Cuba. Nobody out. The defending world champs looking for more as you take a look at the replay there. And we have a timeout now. And Maxime Burzin, the manager, will come now and have a quick chat with his players. And that is something that the Cuba bench is taking advantage to talk now with Rachel Medina. Carlos Preval, one of the officials for this team, one of the coaches, I should say, as Cuba is looking to secure the victory. They are having fun in their bench, dancing. Still a few outs away from putting this game away. However, they do feel in control with a 2-run lead and the bases loaded here in the fifth. They took the first set in dominating fashion. Here, a bit more complicated. Kudos to Lithuania. However, Cuba has the lead. Here's Medina. That one bounced in the no-hit zone. That's the first out of the fifth. And quickly the manager, as he sees Medina's frustration, just a quick word with her of encouragement. Grounder the second, it ricochets off the wall. Another run comes in, and the bases are still loaded. So Diaz scores, as she will at bat as well, and everyone will take an extra base. It's 6-3 now, Cuba. Just the 1 out. Here's a ground to second, a flip to second. There's one. The throw to home. The ball gets away, but let's take a look at it again. That is safe, says the umpire. Yes, so another run comes in. So there was an out at second as we take a look there. And now here it's going to be an obstruction call there. So two runners on base now. And it's 8-3. Rivera trying over there a flip by Misiuta, but just no chance. And now Hidalgo will hit here. A big spot, still with two away, but two runners on base, looking for more as they have an 8-3 lead. Grounder down the first base line, but it is foul, says the umpire. That's an automatic out. But for Cuba, more runs here. Add three more. It's 8-3 heading into the bottom of the fifth. Down to their final three outs in the quarterfinals. Here is Lithuania. They need a comeback. They're not strangers to that, however, against the defending world champions. Well, it's never easy. Kira Baitikul to lead it off. Slow roller to third, and over there Spinel with a throw across the diamond, and they get the out. One away here in the fifth. Great play by Spinel, standing up after being on her knees to grab that ball. And here is Gerda Biklubaite. One away here in the fifth. Gerda with a slow roller to short, charging, and the throw over there, but it squirts away, so safe. That was a nice effort over there. As we take another look at that one, as we see Rivera, but just a tad late. So some hope here for Lithuania. Chansonas, he has hit safely every time he has come to bat, and he will do it once again. So two on now for Lithuania. Only one out. Off the bounce there, tough play for Spinel. Misiuta now, looking for more base runners and of course runs. Grounder to first, and it cannot be handled. Frustration there, of course, by Diaz. So just like that, the bases are loaded. Here comes Barbara Baitikul in a big moment of the game. Lithuania needs at least 5 runs to tie it. Over to second, the flip to first. They do get the out. A run to score. But that is an out. Here's Skida Baitikul. One out away, Cuba from a semifinal. Skida with all the pressure to short. The throw from Rivera gets away. So another run scores here. And now runners at the corners. Chansonas is in. Here comes Bikulovaite. Single and scored as you get the replay there, but Cuba's still looking for that one more out. She represents a tying run. Slow roller to third, Spinel to first. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Cuba secures the win and a spot in the semifinal as the defending world champions look once again for that gold medal. 2 runs here in the bottom of the fifth for Lithuania, but they fell short this one as the final score in this set is 8-5. The first set also for the visitors in this game, Cuba, 10-1 in dominating fashion. They remain undefeated in the tournament. 5 wins, no losses, and now both of these teams will pay their respects over there near home plate. as Cuba will advance, and will wait for the result between Mexico and Kenya to know who will they face for a chance at the gold medal. Ladies and gentlemen, the defending world champions advance to semifinals after beating Lithuania in straight sets, 10-1 and 8-5. Stick around, still plenty of action. Of course, that Mexico-Kenya game and the semifinals later on today here at the WBSC's YouTube channel for free. And all around the world is the Youth Baseball 5 World Cup from Nayarit, Mexico. I'm Tony Alvarez saying so long for now. Stick around. More Baseball 5 still to come.